Greek podcast, Casa de Monte Cristo. We are in the house at Prime Cigar. Of course, you know the characters because we are both characters. You got Ryan on your right, which could be my left. And of course, you have me, Greek. What's up?
And Lucy.
Oh, that's right. I forgot the dog.
And Lucy.
Lucy, who's being
Lucy
very
the dog.
good today. Very
She is.
mild.
She's
Looking for
chilling out.
not even wanting a bone, which
No,
is
she's
nice.
pretty comfortable.
Very comfortable.
I gave her
Very
a cigar.
You gave her a cigar?
Yeah.
I don't know if she likes cigars. All right, big game in South Florida this weekend. Miami Hurricanes taking on Notre Dame. Catholics against convicts. Who do you got at Hard Rock? Can you move? You got to move with any tickets?
Oh, there's Lucy. I got to connect.
People want tickets. They want tickets.
No, I got a little connect. I might know one of the coaches at the U.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how do you, either
I
you know
might.
me or don't?
I might.
You might.
He might hang out at Prime Cigar. He might.
He might. So when would you open these so-called tickets? Saturday night, 6 o'clock?
Saturday night early.
Early. It's going to be a huge game.
It's gonna be a
It
great
just beat
game.
Virginia Tech. Stadium was rocking. Everybody.
Weather
keeps
looks
saying
like it's going to be great.
Yeah, Artie Kane's back. Is the U back? It goes back to the rivalry years ago. I used to do a show with Cleveland Gary. It was that famous game where they said he fumbled. Cleveland said he didn't fumble.
Right.
It's gonna be a great game.
It is going to be a great game. I think. I mean, other than
If they can win.
If we other than heading down the stretch with the national championship, it's going to be the game of the year. I mean, it'll be the game of the year up to this point for sure.
Yeah, it's a huge game. It really is.
And if Miami wins and Miami ends up having to play like Clemson, if it would be like Miami Clemson and then
Miami is on the path to go to the ACC championship, and if they win it next two, then it would be against Clemson.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's going to be a phenomenal. But this game is a monster game.
Yeah.
I think. I like Miami, obviously, and I'm not saying that just got to live down here.
Yeah.
I think they're
getting 3.
Yeah, they're on a road to success. I like the home dog.
So you'll take the Canes.
Yeah.
The Canes.
You going to take the Irish?
You know what? I'm a Miami fan. I have been, but I like all the teams. I like the Gators, Florida State. I want them all to do well. When I first came down, I was a big Cane fan. I don't know. Notre Dame, they have a lot of weapons. They really do. I'm just
After the show today, I'm going to call Ray, and I'm going to get his real analytical.
Ray Lewis.
Yeah. I'll call Ray, and I'll call him on speakerphone with you.
Okay.
And we'll talk about it tomorrow on the radio show.
Okay, cool.
All right,
That's
and we'll get the big U player.
Yeah.
With the analytical assessment.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Tell him to stop by. I'd love to have him.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to go to game Saturday. If he's in town.
It depends on if he's covering, a team.
Yeah. If he's
away,
in town,
but I would assume he's going to be there.
Yeah, he just got put into the Hall of Fame for the Miami
Yeah.
with him, with Ed Reed, Warren Sapp.
What a class that was.
Oh my God, Sean
What a
Taylor.
class.
Talking
Awesome
about
class.
guys. That one
Yeah.
team that won it all, they had like 17 draft picks.
Yeah, I mean,
Crazy.
there's something like eight or nine of the players on that squad ended up playing pro and had career.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they had 13 first-round draft picks.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. You guys got a big night coming up here, the 18th.
Yeah.
7-year
7
anniversary.
years.
Casa de Monte Cristo with
Yeah.
Prime Cigar, and you got a casino night.
Yeah, we're doing casino night party. That's always, our anniversary is. We've done a couple without the casino. Goodbye. Bye, Lucy.
Lucy's gone.
Yeah, Lucy's out of here. We've done a couple of them without the true casino night theme, but we always have the casino incorporated. But obviously, Lucky 7 this year.
Yeah,
We're gonna
Jack
do the-
Daniels.
Jack Daniels is doing it with us.
NYY
celebrating
Steaks going to be involved.
Yep, New York Yankee Steakhouse and Jack Daniels and obviously Monte Cristo cigars and.
It's going to be a good night.
Yeah, and
Admission's free.
yeah, now always. No. This is our party. It's our celebration of the success that you guys have provided us. So we appreciate just the fact that we've had this great stretch.
Yeah, 7 years.
Yeah, I'll make a couple speeches. I'll thank you. For
Of
your
course,
friendship.
you got to thank the Greek.
Yeah, talk a little bit about our friendship and
Yeah,
how it
yeah,
developed and how it's evolved.
I
and,
think you were supposed to do it at my wedding, but it was okay.
It's so funny that you mentioned that because I was thinking the other day about how I said to you that I was going to make a speech.
Yeah.
And the flow of your wedding was it was just kind of rolling nicely.
Yeah.
I didn't think that like tapping on the glass and stopping everything.
Yeah.
I'll make a speech at your funeral. Don't worry about it.
All right, good. Do it at my funeral. Do it for the Rose Bowl.
There you go.
Hollywood's got some drama we talked
my
about for
God.
the last couple weeks. I don't know if you saw this today. Kevin Spacey, they took him out of a film that was supposed to be released.
Louis C.K.
Yeah, on the 22nd.
Yeah.
They're editing him
They're
out.
editing him out, and they're putting another actor. I didn't see who's going in, but
Powers, I think.
Oh, is it Powers?
Yeah. Unbelievable.
That's ridiculous.
Man, it's crazy.
I mean,
Now,
there's a
even
lot
if they are all to be so far allegations.
There are allegations, but you know, Lucy, if you're gonna talk while we're taping, you got to talk on my lap. People can't see it. You know, I mean, look, is there if there's smoke, is there fire?
The only thing that I'm sure that they signed, because Hollywood's so buttoned up. The one thing I can say, I said this today in the Penthouse, that I believe there will be no more meetings in Hollywood with women and men alone.
Right, there's no more private meetings.
Yeah, there's going to be a
And
witness.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
I know, but I think that's what's going to happen. You're almost forced, because somebody can say something to anybody.
Listen,
in any
anything can
business.
anything can be perceived. Like, you know, if a woman walks over here right now, and we're over on the members side here at Costa Monte Cristo. If a woman walks over here right now, and I said to her, "Excuse me, miss, this is members only," she could perceive that to be sexist.
Sexist, but not harassment. Two different things. Harassment is different. Harassment is when they're feeling that they were in some position put in a bad way, that if they did something A, they would get B.
Right, that if there was a trade-off.
Yeah, the old casting couch.
Right.
I mean, the one thing you have to remember is everybody was in Hollywood today at one time, and people don't realize this.
They were on the casting couch.
Well, not that. Nobody knew who they were.
Right.
There was what they didn't know. So
Right.
what makes them different? And when you first start, you don't have
Well,
that down.
that was the whole thing, going back to the you know, the trailblazer, the path the path clearer for this, which was Harvey Weinstein, is that he basically made these people's careers.
Yeah.
And he held their future in his hands.
Well, he did.
And there were probably plenty of talented people that crossed that threshold.
But it's in every industry. If you don't play ball, you can do whatever you want. It's called a toll. And no shape or form are we saying it's right or correct.
No.
And if it's true, they're wrong, obviously.
But I also think that there's a natural banter between man and woman where you develop the comfortability factor of the conversation.
If it's cool on both sides.
Well, no, I'm not. Listen, you got to let me finish. I don't think that it's appropriate for men to objectify women and to treat them as. But we as a man tend to find ways to break the ice.
Yeah, and you throw it out there.
And you throw stuff out there.
Well, every guy does. If somebody bites.
Not necessarily with intent or being real creepy and disgusting about it, but there's always jokes and stuff that break ice, and we become so sensitive.
Now we have.
You know,
We're a
the world
politically
has become
correct
so
society.
sensitive.
Yeah, we are.
And in Kevin's case, the 14-year-old boy was sensitive.
That was wrong.
I mean, that's fucking disgusting.
But with him now, they're saying a couple other movies that he was on. A lot of other people were saying now different things. So they must know a lot. When you cut a movie, I mean, they said that movie cost $40 million to do.
Right.
It's not like a Marvel
It's a blockbuster,
movie.
but it's money.
Yeah, and they already going to cut somebody out for a release.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. Mark Wahlberg.
Now, are they going to take him out and just put someone else's head on him in like CGI? They're going to re.
They said they're redoing everything because Mark Wahlberg's in it, and I know last couple of weeks he's been doing a lot of interviews for the movie to support it and to get it out there. And he said one of his things is you can't ask him about Kevin Spacey.
Right.
That's on his little thing. Like, you can't ask me about
Right.
that. It's just, I think it's going to get messier and messier.
But he's good friends with Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
And Ben's one of the guys that's supposed. I mean, the list.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, here.
We got it here. Here's the list.
This is from CNN this afternoon. This came out 3 hours ago.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people. Allegedly.
Right. And by the way, there's a former U.S. president on there.
Yeah.
There's senators on there. There's TV personalities. There's movie personalities. It's a mess.
Now, last week, a bunch of women got together in New York City. We talked about it, and they're suing a bunch of the restaurants.
Yeah.
The high-end restaurants. It's in every field.
It's in every field.
I mean, don't kid yourself. It's
Listen, I don't know if it was Score. I'm not. Let's not use the name. One of the gentlemen's clubs in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Was sued years ago.
Yes, they were.
By the collective
women
employees.
Yeah, because they said that if they did certain things, they get better shifts, and they would get Saturday nights, and they get the VIP room where the players were.
You know what?
When I say players, I mean high rollers.
Here's my response to that. If you want to be in NASCAR, you better be able to make good left turns.
Yeah, well, I get it. Yeah, I mean,
I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know, but that's just now though it's picking up steam. So I think you're going to see a lot of things, and I think this is going to go across the whole country.
But does
corporate America is going to get hit.
Absolutely.
Everybody.
But does it dilute the severity of the people, men and women, that truly were or truly are being being put into uncomfortable, questionable situations by everyone jumping on the bandwagon.
I think there are. I think there's going to be some people that are just going to get their name thrown out there and falsely accused. There was an article the other day that said this could be the equivalent to years ago McCarthy, when he would put somebody on the blacklist, and then you're done because you don't get to really say.
Right.
Now you see these names right here, 12, 13 names. The average person, we're not talking us because we're not average, and we think a little bit. They'll go right away. They're guilty. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime you hear a story, you go right away. It's a little bit of a stereotype where you're going to blame the guy.
And now, because of social media, and because of media, and because everything that we talk about all the time, everybody's waiting to see which is the next shoe to drop.
Who's the next guy?
I mean, I don't know if you read, I mentioned it before, this Louis C.K., he has a movie that he shot. I don't know if you read about this. There was Louis C.K. shot an entire movie with some serious actors and actresses in it, that he did it all on the QT. No one knew about it. He was going to do a launch party tonight in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And this thing just came out today about him.
It's done.
Done.
Yeah.
Canceling the movie.
That's
the content of the movie was very, very
risque.
Very.
It's going to blow up. It's going to keep going bigger and bigger. You're going to see more and more names. It's the same thing. People say, well, I didn't want to say anything because my job was there, or my jeopardy for my career.
You think
I might get this film, but I might not get the next one.
You think Bill Cosby's saying, see, everyone did it?
His was different because, he was different, I think, because allegedly, again, it was drugs. So he was putting people down. That's way different to me.
Yeah, but I think that the perception of the Cosby situation is that he was feeding them drugs they didn't know about.
Yes, terrible.
But I think it really was. Back in the 70s, there were these things called Quaaludes. I was never alive when they existed, but I hear stories. And it was probably just his way of doing the same thing that these guys are doing, which is less
it's all wrong.
It's all wrong. By the way, all of it's wrong. Have respect for each other. Have respect for yourself.
But I don't think Hollywood
stay out of the news
is going to be the same ever. I think
I agree.
All behind the scenes are different. I think it runs rampant. You know this in Wall Street. There's been many suits, women, millions of dollars just walk away with like the Brinks truck. So I think it's going to affect our society tremendously. It's one of those things that happen that from the first time you hear it, you're like, he'll get out of it. It's no big deal.
The problem is
get bigger and bigger.
The problem is the line is so gray and fuzzy. As to what is and what isn't appropriate.
Well, it's really the problem. Any situation with sexual harassment, it is what you deem it to be, and that's it.
I feel that I was put in a situation. Put it this way: you can
and then compromise the situation.
You can have a situation where two customers are sitting having a private discussion, and someone can feel uncomfortable.
Oh, anything. Yeah. That's where it goes. Now, that's the thing that I think is tough in all society, that there isn't. It's not a speed limit. It doesn't say 55.
Right.
So if you deem it, it could be anything. There's been situations they said
it becomes arguable.
There's been situations where people are at a bar, a bunch of people. Now, I didn't know this. But I just found this out a couple of weeks ago through a friend who was involved with something. He works for a company in New York, and they were at a happy hour. And one of the women the next day, a week later, called HR and felt very bothered. This individual, through another friend, lost their job. And it wasn't on the premises, but they deemed it to be a work function.
Because if there's more than X number of people, right, it's represented.
But that's bizarre. You're not even at work.
Right.
You're at a bar, and people are saying that. So be careful. That's the first thing.
No company trips to Vegas.
That's it. That's out. No Vegas, no South Beach, no nothing. We're at Pride Cigar, Casa de Monte Cristo. It's a Greek podcast. We'll be back, and we'll talk about a little JETS. We need one more win. But it was funny. The other day I was looking at the playoff picture, and the Jets were named.
We're in it.
I was like, oh my God.
We go 5-2 down the street. We'll talk about it after the break.
It's a Greek podcast. We'll be back. Cheers.
Hey, little Greeksters, you know one of Greek's favorite spots in South Florida, without a doubt, is Casa de Monte Cristo by Prime Cigar. He loves to hang out there, and so will you. You've got to stop in because you'll love it. 2240 Northwest 19th Street in Boca Raton. Stop in, check out the atmosphere, TVs, great selection of cigars, and a place that you'll just want to be. From the first time he walked in, I promise you'll feel the same way. It's like an extension of his house. Stop by Casa de Monte Cristo by Prime Cigar and light it up. Puff, puff, baby. It's Casa de Monte Cristo by Prime Cigar.
Greek podcast, Casa de Monte Cristo. It's round 2, halftime. Don't forget, big party on the 18th. 7-year anniversary. Be here. Casino night. It's going to be awesome. I'll be in the house. Ryan will be in the house. It'll be a great night. Cigars, Jack Daniels, food for an NYY steak, for the Seminole Casino Coconut Creek. So stop down. It's a celebration. It is free. Perfect night.
Lots of giveaways. You got to see
Lots
some
of
of the stuff they're giving away.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's so cool.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Give
a lot
me
of
some.
good stuff.
Give me some.
Humidors
Give me
and
some chairs,
hats
sir.
and lighters.
Really?
Lots of good stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Don't forget
Yeah.
your part. All right. We are back now. Now,
Cheers.
the Jets are real. The Jets are possibly in the playoffs.
Listen, so we're 4-5.
We're at 4-5, and I had somebody call me yesterday.
Legitimately,
Yeah.
we should be 7. Okay, we should be 6-3. I would say 7-2, but we should be 6-3.
And they should have won the Dolphin game.
We should have won the Dolphin game.
Yeah.
We should have won the New England game.
The New England game, you never know. Is it the Dolphin game and the Atlanta game they had? They really.
I'm going to say out of Atlanta, Dolphins, and New England, we should have gone 2 for 3, went over 3.
Yeah. Which is terrible. But,
Yeah.
but every year that happens.
All right,
With every team.
so to get to the playoffs in the AFC, to get to the playoffs, I think we have to go 5-2 down the stretch. We're in. At
9-7.
least wild card.
Yeah, 9-7.
That's 9-7.
Yeah.
Maybe,
And also depending on the other teams do.
maybe 4-3 as an 8-8 team. In the AFC, we might have wild card.
Well, because there's a team that really fell off, which is Denver.
Right.
Because Denver, you have a lot of people penciled in for 10 wins. So this week, the Jets play Tampa. I'm not going to ask you who you're betting.
There's,
The Jets are getting 3.
Unfortunately, I'm looking at these two teams. I'm looking at Winston. I'm looking at the way things match up. I'm looking at the health of the Jets defense. And I'm saying that the Jets can't lose this game.
Wow. Can't lose.
And I hate that because they're a dog. I still think that they get no credit for back-to-back potential wins.
No.
And
Winston's out, though. But don't forget, they're going against Fitzy.
yeah,
Fitzy's going to want to show him.
Yeah.
I would
And let
not
me tell
be
you
shocked
something.
on Monday if I saw 3 touchdowns.
oh yeah, I'm not going to be shocked if I see 5 sacks. The defense is going to crush him.
You think so?
Crush him.
You got
It
the
is
green
gonna
on
be-
today.
It is going to be. It's possible that they just dig a hole and put him in the field.
In Tampa.
It's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
I think this defense is going to be so amped up for this game.
They have said in the paper and up in New York and different shows, and that basically the way the Jets have played so far, it looks like Coles will come back as coach because of their performance.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, it really is for them. And then
Oh, you're talking about Bowles.
well, Bowles.
Yeah, Todd Bowles. Yeah.
That he will definitely come back and
Yeah.
based on what
I still want to see him with more emotion.
he doesn't have it.
But I think he's a good coach. I think he's a good manager
Yeah.
of the team. All right, so I got 21-17 as the final
Today for Sunday.
for Sunday's game.
The Giants. You think they bench Eli?
They got to do something. I mean, you know what? It's really not. I mean,
It's not his fault.
It's not. They have no receiving core.
No, they got no running back.
And they got
Their
no running.
offensive
They got
line sucks.
nothing.
Yeah.
They got nothing.
There has been rumors about him going to Jacksonville, but I don't know. Eli, you could just retire too.
And Jacksonville's playing the Dolphins this week, right?
No, the Dolphins are playing Monday night against Carolina.
Oh, right. Who's Jacksonville playing this week?
I'm not sure.
I don't either. But yeah, listen. I think the Jets win outright, and I'm not saying that because I'm a Jet fan. I'm just looking at the talent of the team versus the talent of the team. I think their defense is snotty.
Yeah. Good rush. Yeah. Some of those boys are hitting.
And they're healthy.
Yeah, the linebackers are playing
They're
well.
healthy.
A little weak in the secondary at times. You know who's making a big difference?
They can get beat deep.
Yeah, Forte is starting to play well.
Yeah.
He's playing like
Yeah.
he was in the Bears. They're throwing the ball out of the backfield. He's
They
catching
are.
8 9 passes.
Yes.
McCow's not getting any credit. He's got like the second highest percentage for completion.
Yeah.
He's good. He's got a nice.
and
He's got a nice touch on his ball.
He does, and when they get Forte in the check down mix,
Yeah.
it gives Anderson the chance to stretch that field,
Yeah, he's
and
good.
he looks good.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, he's got great vision of the. I mean, listen, I think the Jets. I think the Jets can go. I think they can go 5-2 down the stretch.
I hope you're right.
I
We
hope
need
they-
one more
yeah,
win.
we do hope they're right.
I had somebody last night call me and wanted to buy my jet ticket. I mean, it was a decent amount. He goes,
Hold on, we're partners in this. What was? I might want to sell my piece. No, we're keeping it.
He was offering me 70% right now.
70% on a buyout.
70% of what I'll get.
Okay,
So he said, I'll give you 70%
and
right
we're
now.
50-50.
Well, you got your percentage of what you put up. What you put up. I have 99% of it. I do, right?
That's a big,
Yeah, I do.
a big bet.
I do. I have 90%. I just threw
90%.
90% I have.
Yeah.
So when that day when I told you, go, how much you got on it? There was a report that just came out. I want to know if it changes your opinion. Obviously, what he did was wrong, but CTE is a problem. And they just came out with a report moments ago, New York Times, that Hernandez's brain had the highest level they've ever seen of any player at his age.
And they're looking at the white matter, that calcification in the brain.
Does that change things?
Listen, I don't think it changes the. I think you got to look at it in two channels. It doesn't change the fact that he did a bad thing.
Of course.
It does change the fact that.
But don't you think it changes the impact with the NFL? Because most of the time,
That's what I was about to say. It changes the fact that the NFL has a responsibility to its players
now.
to improve technology.
Now.
Right.
Because a lot of the guys like Dorson for the Bears, Seo for the Chargers committed suicide, and they said that was it. Both guys who played 10, 15 years, Nick Bonacani, all these guys have a problem, who played 10, 15 years.
Right.
With, mind you, bad helmets.
Lesser technology.
This is somebody played 4 or 5 years now.
Right, but the helmet technology now is better than when he played.
I know, but it's still somebody relatively. Wow. I mean, to me, that's
What would be a problem is if I'll tell you what would be a problem. What would be a problem is if there's helmet technology out there
That the NFL is not
is ignoring because of a contract relationship
With somebody else.
with the maker of the helmets now.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
That's a big problem.
That definitely would.
That's a big, and it wouldn't surprise me.
Speaking of the NFL, Jerry Jones is going off.
Get
with
him,
you.
Jerry.
Yeah, he's so inappropriate. That's why Kraft, to me, when Kraft had the same issue last year, he did nothing. He said, I wasn't happy about it.
But there's
Jerry Jones is threatening to sue the league.
Well, but if you look at the details of why he's saying it, right? So right now, in order to oust him as the head of the league, there has to be a 2/3 vote.
Goodell's getting back in.
You think Goodell's back in?
Yeah. He's back in. Jerry Jones is very powerful. When Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys in the very beginning, he was not looked upon as a favorable owner.
He wasn't well liked.
Not liked. He started to become a team player. He made everybody money with a lot of things he did. He has the biggest stadium. He had a lot to do with LA. He had a lot to do with Vegas.
Most valuable franchise.
Yeah, people liked him.
Raising all boats.
Yeah, but now what he's doing to me is whether Elliott, the situation, and then with the girl, there's only two people I believe who know what happened.
Right.
Personally, I don't think the NFL.
Well, you saw that was turned back over to the NFL today.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now he's suspended.
No, the NFL. Well, it's now up to the NFL whether or not to further suspend him.
Okay.
It's out of the court system.
Okay, because it went back and forth so many times. Now,
Right.
to me, the NFL does do their research, obviously. They have millions of dollars, and there was some inconsistencies, obviously, with this woman's statement. We know that. But still, there was enough that they felt that he deserved a suspension.
It's a very precarious situation because you don't. It's precarious because it's not an unbiased court. You're not being judged by your peers. You're basically asking an organization to be judge, jury, and executioner.
But that's the power you gave them.
Yeah, absolutely. The power has been given. The problem is that it creates an incentive for non-victims to claim that they are a victim or that they've been victimized more than they actually have, because they know that they have a higher likelihood of a settlement.
One thing I think they should do going forward with these situations is, if there isn't a criminal investigation,
Then they should turn it over to and allow the criminal justice system to
I get
take.
that, but I think if there's no criminal investigation, then there shouldn't be suspension.
And quite honestly, I think that.
What do you feel of that?
Well, I like that, and I would add to that if a player claims his innocence and he's the subject of an investigation, it should be contractual that their earnings are held in abeyance, and let them play. And if they're convicted, then the earnings should go into some type of sinking fund.
Well, like what they do with the late hits and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, they do
exactly.
something like that.
Exactly.
But a player, once he gets suspended, he's done anyway. He doesn't get paid.
No, but what I'm saying is they shouldn't suspend him.
Yeah.
They should allow him to play, knowing that if he did something wrong, if he loses, if he gets convicted or settles, rather than convicted, that.
But once he gets suspended, he's done. Then he's not getting paid. You're saying in situations like this,
until he's proven. Look, it's we live in a world where you're innocent until proven guilty.
Yes, but we're not in public opinion.
True.
That you cannot. The problem with all this is, like, for Elliott or other guys, situations like Hollywood, whatever it is. I don't think that once it's out there, and I do agree, it does go away. It doesn't. It's a shame. And it's really just keeping your nose clean and staying out of trouble. I had a wise guy told me years ago, Greek, you can't lose money in the casino if you don't go in. I mean, so there are situations that everybody puts herself in. We all have, you, me, the man in the world. But you have to realize that when you're doing that, you are putting yourself where, knowing someone. And they're targets, too.
With that in mind, if a player makes a settlement with a victim without being indicted, is that disclosable then to the league? And then
they would say, yeah.
And then he should be suspended for.
Yeah, because you're paying him for something.
Admitting guilt.
You're paying him for something.
Well, it could be you're paying him a nuisance fee.
Yeah, you can pay him for something. It could be you were married.
Let's get back to Goodell a second. He's changing his contract from a 2/3 vote to a 3/4 vote. That's the problem that Jones has with the new contract. The new contract gives him more power and protects him from being tossed.
I know, but the other part is that it looks so fugazi because of Elliott. Jones loved Goodell a couple years ago. And to the perception out there is that your boy is getting suspended, and that's why you're mad. He wasn't suing him then. If he sued him then, and I think what Jerry Jones has done is great. And
he's claiming that he's suing him because of the national anthem stuff.
And all that stuff. But that's not Goodell. Goodell works for the owners. What people don't understand, and I try to have arguments with people all the time, discussions, they don't get it. Goodell doesn't do anything that the owners don't want him to do.
Right.
There's 31 of them, and then the Packers have a representative, 32. Right. And they are, for what people say, they are the worst CEOs you could deal with. So Goodell doesn't do anything without everybody knowing.
Right. People think of him as the chairman of the board. He's really not. He's really the secretary of the 32 board members.
He's the scapegoat.
Right.
He's the one that everybody.
But he's getting paid $39 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's huge.
$39 million.
And it shows you how much they make.
Well, it was an interesting. There was a comment.
I thought when I first found out, I thought Goodell made maybe $5 million.
If you look at the value of, I started the conversation by saying the guy gets paid $39 million. Now I'm backing up why it's really not enough. The value of the collective that he represents is worth so much more in a shareholder value situation that if he were the principal of a public company, he'd have equity and he'd have billions.
He would, but I still think that's a lot of money. But they also made it public. You didn't know, like in our day, we were growing up as kids, what Pete Rozelle made. You didn't know that. Pete Rozelle was around a long time. He did more for the NFL than anybody.
Tagliabue. Did they disclose Tagliabue?
I don't know if they did, but,
I'm not sure.
But I'm just
saying. But he probably
saying,
wasn't making $39 million.
No, well, none of them, because their TV contracts are different today. You can't compare eras or decades. I always tell people that's different. A loaf of bread in 1965 to now, it's night and day. But I think Jerry Jones, and I am surprised at him, he's looking a little vindictive.
Right.
If Elliott didn't have it, it's fine.
Right.
But really, all it is you calling me, and I'm friends with you, and you're saying, I want him out.
Right.
And then really it comes down to my friendship with you.
Right.
And if Jerry's got a lot, no different than the wise guys.
Listen, it's like the president lobbying Congress.
That's it.
He's got to get
Same thing.
enough people on his side.
Yeah. If Goodell gets thrown, it's because Jerry's got enough pull. But I don't think the Maras, Rooney's are going to go to that. I think they're going to be like, no, because if Jerry wins this, then he'll really be a head case.
Yeah.
Then he'll do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
It's a Greek podcast, Kazi and Monte Cristo. Every week we're here. Come on down. Tito's are on me. Don't forget the big anniversary party. That's Saturday the 18th. Come on down. We'll be also, pretty soon, we might be doing a show from Brickell. Check that out. That's a great location. We were down there a couple weeks ago. You're going to love the place. Always good to hear you guys listening to Real Radio. We appreciate it. Don't forget the NFL on Real Radio. Ryan, always a pleasure. Thank you for having us. We'll be back next week. Peace. God bless. Don't text and drive.